What if the end of the world wasn't loud, but silent? This is part 2 of our zombie and post-apocalyptic series list. All titles you can stream right now in 2025. These aren't just stories about the infected. They're about fear, loneliness, survival, and what it means to stay human when everything else is gone. From ruined cities to locked-down buildings, from teen survivors to broken warriors. Each series on this list will hit you hard. And the final one? A straight-up banger. Stay till the end. It's the kind of show you'll never forget. Betaal. You never know when the past will rise from its graves to remind you of itself in the most terrifying way. Betaal is an Indian horror thriller that takes us to a remote village where a group of anti-terrorists are sent to secure road construction. But their mission quickly turns into a nightmare when they accidentally unleash ancient cursed powers, a legion of colonial-era soldiers who rise from the dead to wreak destruction and mayhem. Now it's no longer a simple fight for life, but for the survival of the soul of the entire neighborhood, which is trapped between the world of the living and the dead. The series combines brutal fight scenes, suspense, and terrifying moments that highlight how thin the line between life and death is. Betaal is a dark and dynamic mix of horror and action that keeps the viewer in constant suspense, providing surprises and twists until the very end. The Last of Us. You never know who will survive when the world is destroyed by a deadly epidemic that transforms people into mindless, aggressive monsters. The Last of Us is the story of Joel, a tough survivor who, after a personal tragedy, is hired to transport teenage Ellie across the dangerous, ruined United States. Ellie is no ordinary girl. She harbors a secret that could be the key to saving all of humanity. Over the course of this dangerous journey, a deep bond based on trust, sacrifice, and hope develops between them. The series shows the brutality of a post-apocalyptic world where danger lurks not only from the infected, but also from humans. It is a story of survival, humanity, and the struggle for a new beginning, which combines dynamic action scenes with an emotional narrative, giving the viewer a full picture of the post-disaster world. Reality Z. How would you act if the zombie apocalypse suddenly erupted during the taping of a popular reality show, and you were trapped in the studio along with the contestants and production crew? Reality Z is a Brazilian series that combines post-apocalyptic action, black humor, and dramatic tension. A group of diverse characters, initially conflicted and suspicious, must quickly learn to work together to survive in a world overrun by the living dead. In the course of their struggle for life, there are not only hordes of dangerous infected, but also betrayals, tensions, and internal conflicts that can doom them. The series shows how people under the pressure of extreme conditions are able to find courage, loyalty, and hope, and how they struggle to preserve their humanity in a world where everything has changed. Reality Z is a unique combination of horror and entertainment that draws you in and keeps you hooked. Z Nation. After the zombie apocalypse, the world has become an unforgiving place where survival is a daily struggle against hordes of the living dead and people who have lost the remnants of humanity. Z Nation tells the story of a group of diverse survivors who undertake a mission to transport Murphy, the only known human immune to the deadly virus, to a laboratory where scientists hope to create a cure to save humanity. During this dangerous journey, the heroes must deal not only with attacks from the infected, but also with their own conflicts, betrayals, and traumas of the past. The series combines intense action scenes with black humor, showing that even in the most hopeless circumstances, laughter, friendship, and hope can be found. Z Nation is a dynamic, exciting, and often surprising story of human perseverance and strength that keeps viewers hooked until the very last episode. Daybreak. The world as we knew it has ceased to exist. The zombie apocalypse has turned everything into a wasteland full of danger and chaos. Daybreak is the story of teenager Josh, who, after his girlfriend disappears, travels through a ruined city in search of answers and hope. In a world where adults are few and the young must make new rules for survival on their own, Josh joins a diverse group of survivors, including both allies and threats. Together, they must face not only hordes of infected, but also internal conflicts, rivalries, and their own weaknesses. The series combines elements of black humor, drama, and intense action, showing how youth copes with extreme conditions and the importance of friendship and trust in the fight for the future. Daybreak is a story of hope and courage that keeps viewers hooked from the first episode to the last. The Walking Dead, the ones who live. What happens to Rick Grimes and Michonne, two characters who survived the worst moments of the zombie apocalypse? The Walking Dead, the ones who live, focuses on their personal journeys after years of separation. Rick, who disappeared without a trace, returns to a world that has long ceased to be the same, while Michonne, forced to face the past and new threats, attempts to find her place in a new reality. Over the course of the series, they will face old enemies, unexpected allies, and their own demons. This is a story of survival, redemption, and finding hope where there seemingly is none. The series combines intense action scenes with a deep emotional narrative that draws in fans and brings back the spirit of the original series. Here comes the final series, and trust me, this one's no ordinary ending. It's a full-on blast, more intense than most shows trending on Netflix. And somehow, it's still flying under the radar. Before we reveal it, drop a comment. Which series shook you the most? And if raw, underrated apocalypse stories are your thing, hit subscribe. Now get ready. This last one will stay with you long after the credits roll. Happiness. In a world overrun by a mysterious epidemic that transforms people into ruthless monsters, every day is a struggle to survive and maintain the remnants of humanity. Happiness is a series that takes us to a closed apartment complex, where residents try to find hope in the face of the constant threat from the infected. The main character, Sam, struggles not only with the external danger, but also with her own inner demons, which are becoming increasingly difficult to hide. The series shows how thin the line between normality and madness is, and how isolation and fear can destroy even the strongest bonds. Happiness is a story of survival, love, and human courage that keeps viewers hooked from the first episode to the last.